there's a liquor store or deli on every corner. Let's talk about that when we come back. As you drive through the African American community, you'll see that there's a deli on almost every corner, and there's often a liquor store somewhere in between. These delis are, in my estimation, a public nuisance because these delis are there for people who want to go get their quote unquote drink on, and they serve a variety of liquor products in the deli, along with some of the other products that they sell. Their biggest sellers are malt liquor, beer, and wine coolers. And these delis are all over our community, and people frequent them on a daily basis. And just about everywhere you go, you can find one. They are a major contributor to some of the craziness and the nonsense that goes on in our neighborhoods, because most of the people who go to these delis are often only buying 40s, tall boy cans of malt liquor, and when they come out, they're getting drunk. Let's face it. And when they get drunk, they create problems in the community. Most of the people who commit crimes in our community are under the influence of either alcohol or drugs. And the delis are a major factor in that statement. Most of these delis that are in our community are there to just exploit black people because they know that's how a lot of people roll in terms of how they get through their day, by using alcohol. And then the young boys are standing out in front of the delis selling crack and selling weed. And so it's a double whammy for the neighborhood. People who are not involved in those types of activities have to walk past and walk through these delis in order for them to kind of get through their day as well. So, it's disturbing to me, because if you go out into the suburbs, I'm telling you, you will not see a deli on every other corner. And they do have wine and spirit stores, but not on every other block and not as prevalent as we have in our community. And it's not to say that people out in the suburbs don't drink, because they certainly do. But when you come into the inner city, when you come into the black community, oh, that's all you see is delis and Chinese food stores in our community. And I did an earlier rant where I said, well, what happened to the black merchants who had stores in our community? They have virtually disappeared. And all of a sudden, these delis have popped up who are usually owned by Korean merchants. And I'm not saying that they don't have a right to make their money and to get their grind on like everybody else. But it seems to me that a part of their grind is supplying our neighborhood with alcohol. And they could care less about how that works, because at the end of the day, a large majority of them go back to where they live, and usually that's out in the suburbs. And so, at some point, we have to have some conscience about what we do. At some point, we as people who live in these neighborhoods have to put our foot down. How come merchants that own these delis are allowed to continue to get licensed to sell alcohol when you got drive-by shootings that occur in front of these delis, when you got young people out there selling drugs in front of these delis, and the cops know what's going on? They know who these people are. The people in the neighborhood know what's going on, and they know who these people are. And I know they're probably scared to tell the cops because they don't want any retaliation. But if a bar is involved in drive-by shootings and fights and people selling drugs in and outside of the bar, the Liquor Control Board is going to come in and shut that bar down. But yet these delis are continuing to operate and sell alcohol without even being touched. At some point, maybe they should have their license for selling alcohol taken away, especially in lieu of the fact that all this violence in some cases are occurring right in front of their stores. And when it happens, they don't even shut down. They just keep on rolling like it ain't no big deal because they have no stake in our community. And once again, we act like nothing's going on. A lot of us are cool with the delis being in the community because we want to be able to walk down the street and get a 40 and get our drink on and come back and act like, banshees in our neighborhood and it's okay. We continue to live in this bubble. We continue to live in this microcosm of who we are as African Americans, and we don't give a damn about the social impact that it has on our community. But yet and still, we want respect. Well, if you want respect, start acting like it. And start addressing some of these things that are happening in our community that are tearing it apart. I'm Rob Bell, and this is Rob's Rants.